Justin Bieber been in the news a lot for his bad behavior. I think some former NFL player, Keyshawn Johnson, went chasing after him because he was speeding. He lives in the same community, or he was visiting the community. I think he lives in the same community where Justin Bieber was staying, and Justin Bieber was in his little, Ferrari or whatever kind of car it was, and was doing like over 100 miles an hour in this residential neighborhood, and it made Keyshawn mad because he got kids, and he went after him. There was a video of Bieber getting high and stuff like that, or talking about he was peeing in a bucket. Actually, that video was on YouTube, him peeing in a bucket and stuff. And then pictures had surfaced earlier this year, and he was with rapper Little Twist, and he was surrounded by the cough drinks scissor. Okay, something again that's promoted by white media corporations, promoting this drug through rap music. And so here these pictures surface of Bieber and his friend rapper Little Twist using scissor and marijuana blunts. Okay, and so anyway, she was asked a question. She was given an interview to Daily Beast, and this is what she said. In an interview with the Daily Beast on Monday, Osbourne had this to say when asked about Justin Bieber's antics. I feel really bad for him. There's this little kid with a huge dream. He's cute, girls love him, and he wants to be a mean boy. And he's about as mean as a effing kitten. And he's trying to act out. It's like pissing in a bucket. It's like, oh, we're the bad boys. F off. You don't know what bad is. And I think that he's lost. I really do. I think he doesn't realize he's white and not black. That's a huge problem. Right there and then you basically get what Sharon Osbourne thinks about black people. Like, we all think we're a bunch of bad asses, and we're running around all smoking blunts and partaking of scissor, and then we're getting drunk and we're pissing in buckets and stuff like that, saying that that's his problem. He needs to realize he's white and not black. Wow. That's crazy. That's as if white people do not misbehave. Again, at the beginning of the program, I talked about Johnny Manziel. He won the Heisman last year, a very young kid, about maybe 20, 21 years old, if that. He's a sophomore in college. I think he was the first freshman quarterback to win the Heisman Trophy. Things were surfacing about him partying, partaking of alcohol, pictures of him hanging out in Las Vegas and being drunk and stuff like that. He recently got kicked out of, Peyton Manning has a quarterback camp, and he recently got sent home early from that. They didn't really say what he did. So there's just a lot of speculation that he misbehaved, and that's why he got kicked out. I mean, it's just been story after story. And as far as I can tell, Johnny Manziel doesn't hang out with a whole bunch of black people. All the photos I seen him hanging out with was with his parents and other people, other white people, sitting at the NBA games and stuff like that. So what? Does she think, by her logic, does Johnny Manziel, he's acting like he's black? He needs to wake up and realize that he's white. This is just typical white supremacy. This is how people, not just black people, but white people, this is how their racism gets reinforced through media. Okay? This is how it gets reinforced through media. She's not supposed to say it out loud, but that's what she was thinking. So she made the mistake of saying what she was thinking out loud. He's hanging with black people. That's why he's running around, using drugs, flying up and down the street in his little hot rod. Yeah, thinks he's black, and he needs to realize that he's white. I guess that's the problem with Lindsay Lohan and Britney Spears and, all of these celebrities that get in trouble. And I wonder if she thinks the same thing about her husband. Okay? you know, she ain't saying it's about that industry, the music industry, and how, you know, sex, drugs, and all of that is just a part of that industry. All right. You know, she didn't put it in those terms. But I wonder what she thinks about her own husband. Is he acting black? Because, you know, Ozzy Osbourne, I think the group that he was the front man for as a lead singer was Black Sabbath. Not really a rocker, so I don't know, but I think it's Black Sabbath. All right. And so, you know, he was biting the heads off of bats and drinking blood and all kind of crazy mess, doing drugs. And I've made this clip of him talking about what he was doing. So here, this is Ozzy Osbourne talking about acting black.
March 1991, he was having a boys' weekend in Las Vegas and doing a lot of cocaine.
Like, oh God, this is going to end really badly. And we were like, you know, arguing at the time. And I'm like, well, you do what you want, you know, have a great time in Vegas. Because I knew, you know, why he was going to Vegas. He wasn't going to see Circus du Soleil.
So when we got to Vegas and I checked in under my own name, people were just coming up to me, giving me bagfuls of this. I'd been up for 2 days and 2 nights, and by the Sunday morning, I felt like I'd been eaten by a bear and crapped up a cliff, you know.
Called me from Vegas airport, and he'd said,
"This, I can't do this anymore. I just can't do this anymore.
I've thrown all the coke away, and I'm at the airport trying to get out of here."
I've never touched it since.
When he came back on the Monday, he said, "I'm serious, I need help," and he actually went and got the help himself.
Ozzy knew he couldn't quit by himself. He tried that before and failed. This time he turned to professional drug counselors who put him on heavy doses of antidepressant drugs like Prozac and Klonopin. After 18 months of therapy, Ozzy wasn't yet well, but he certainly was better.
The intervention helped, and Ozzy, you know, cleaned up his act considerably. But once you're an addict, alcoholic, you always are, and every day it's a struggle.
But unbeknownst to Sharon, Ozzy was developing a new addiction, prescription drugs.
My stinking thinking mind goes, well, you found the keys to the locker. I suddenly thought, this is a better way, man. Legalise drugs. There's got to be some nice drugs in this pile, in the prescribed world.
Ozzy no longer had to buy his drugs on the street. All he had to do was make up an ailment and pay a visit to the doctor.
I got pains, I got aches, I got this, I got that, Vicodin, Percocet, Demerol, morphine. I mean, it was nuts.
By early 1992, Ozzy was popping up to 30 painkillers a day.
By now I've got a suitcase full of Vicodins because I'm hitting everybody up for them.
However, Sharon eventually caught on and tried to put a stop to Ozzy's prescription drug consumption.
My wife phoned every doctor and is told every doctor as it is. I can still try, but it's very, very difficult now. I can take 3 Vicodin and my wife knows tomorrow that I took them yesterday. She goes, you know, she gets on me, or she jumps on me. My name's Mr. Osbourne. I wonder if it's possible to speak to my wife, Mrs. Sharon Osbourne.
He always used that drug and alcohol as his crutch. It made him feel good, so he could go in and be the jolly Ozzy and, you know, Ozzy's a great guy. It's very difficult for him to go in sober. And it sort of gave him the false courage to go into situations.
I suppose because it's my insecurity. I'm never in a comfortable place. I never ever have felt good in my skin. No, unless I've been under the influence of something or other. I mean, I'm a very fearful man, you know. Troubled.
So, yeah, and that was from a couple of years back. I can't remember when that documentary was done, but there you heard Ozzy Osbourne saying, you know, throughout his rock career, people bringing him bags of cocaine and stuff like that, just drugs. And then he, went to rehab, and then he discovered prescription drug pills, and, you know, here's legal drugs, and, you know what I'm saying? So, what is that, Sharon Osbourne? Or is Ozzy acting black? Or, you know, I don't know. He did say he was not comfortable in his own skin, and that's why he was doing the drugs or whatnot. So was he doing the drugs because he was uncomfortable being white and he wanted to be black? Is that why he was, you know, engaging in such bad behavior? I don't know. Now, you know, like I stated, that was from a while back. Then I found a clip that was just uploaded 2 days ago of Sharon Osbourne talking about Ozzy again. So here it is.
While we were all off and away, there were a number of conflicting tabloid reports about Sharon and Ozzy. Mrs. O is going to set the record straight. Take it away, Mrs.
Okay. Everything that was printed in the tabloids has been distorted. There's always a little seed of truth to everything that gets reported, but then it gets very distorted. The only thing that's true was the Facebook posting that my husband did on his Facebook, where he said he's been using alcohol and prescription drugs for the last year and a half, and that he's been and he's been in a very dark place. That's true. It's very true. Everybody knows he's been struggling with this his entire life. And I never knew that he was using prescription drugs. I knew he was drinking occasionally, but I didn't realize, you know, to the extent. It's our business. We're dealing with it. We're not getting divorced. However, am I happy? No. Am I upset? Yes, I am. I'm devastated right now. It's a disease that not only hurts the person that has the disease, but it hurts the family. It hurts people who love you. And we're dealing with it.
Okay, that's enough. Now he's within the relapse. He's been hiding from you, that at least you say. I wonder how much attention you've been paying to your husband that you didn't know he was using prescription drugs again for a year and a half, abusing prescription drugs, abusing alcohol. And then you want to say, well, that's your business. Then what business is it of yours if Justin Bieber is getting high on whatever he's getting high on and engaging in bad, unconstructive behavior? How's that your business? But you don't want nobody talking about your husband and your problems with your husband. All right. But then you go to the media and you commenting on Kanye West and you commenting on Justin Bieber's problems and that he needs to realize that he's white and not black, you know. And she mentioned that it's a disease. Yes, white supremacy is a disease. Racism, white supremacy is a disease. And it just doesn't affect the person with the disease. It affects those around them. Okay? So here she is spewing these racist white supremacy views in relation to Justin Bieber's bad behavior. Oh, he's acting black. He needs to realize that he's white. But here your husband is for most of his adult life. Okay. And from what we know, his career, we don't know what he was doing as a teenager. Oh, but he's been, abusing alcohol, abusing drugs, biting the heads off of bats and crazy crap like that, but you want to, generalize black people as if, we're all running around pissing in buckets and drinking scissor and smoking blunts and typical racism, white supremacy. And she has a talk show on CBS. I think it's called The Talk, and she is a co-host. And so, yeah, just like Don Lemon, nothing happened to him, nothing happened to her. She won't be punished. She hasn't even come out with an apology or even tried to explain herself.